Hanamikoji. Let's see what's inside. Alright, so we've got several things. We've got 2 rule books, and actually there are several languages. So there's the English, Japanese, Taiwanese, and Chinese rules.
A bunch of tokens. Looks like 4 action tokens for each player, so each different color for this 2-player game. And then 7 what are referred to as action or influence tokens.
Okay. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 geisha cards, and there are different values from values 2 to 5. Then there are 3 that are value 2, 2 that are value 3, 1 4, and 1 5. And then there are the actual item cards, which they'll correspond to the different geishas. So there are 4 items for her, 5 for her, 2 here, and so on and so forth. So basically that's it. That's what's inside the box. Hello, today we played Hanamikoji. This is not my first game, but one of your earlier games.
Yes.
What'd you think?
It's a really good game. It's really, it seems super simple.
Yeah.
Again, there's a lot of decision making throughout it. And it's really good.
What the mechanics wise, like, was it easy to learn?
It's pretty easy to learn. I remember being a little with the basically getting the geishas.
Yeah. Favors.
Thank you. That's the word. I was like, what the heck do you call it? Getting the geishas favors versus getting the number of points. Like that had me a little confused at first, but and kind of understanding you have to sort of again think ahead to figure out. Oh, if I give them this card, like if you're already winning, if somebody's already winning, they don't want that card anyway because they're already going to win. So there's a lot of decision making there that takes a little bit of time to figure out, but once you kind of get that, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. There are basically 4 actions, and one of them is save a card. One is discard 2 cards. One is a gift, which is you give 1 to your opponent, and then you keep 2, and then there's a choice where your opponent takes 2 cards and you keep 2. But like the I think that playing some actions later in the turn are less beneficial. Like playing the save action as your last one sort of is just random, you should. I tend not to do that,
right?
Or what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, depends on the card you have, of course, but it definitely feels like kind of a mid game because you sort of figure out what's out there. Okay, which one do I need to have to be able to win it?
Yeah.
I really like the idea of because there's probably other games out there. I haven't played a lot of other games that have the giving the opponent a card,
right?
Because you're kind of depending on what you have to give them something that you definitely don't want to give them. But But I really like that because then you get something from them too. Like it balances itself out. But it's a really interesting. Like crap, I don't know. I don't want to give them any of my cards.
That's a really good point because
there's not a lot of games that do that.
Yeah,
I don't think that that I've played.
No, now that you say that, it's like, this is Emperor S4, and I think I don't know if. Yeah, Emperor S4. They've also come out with what is it, herbalism and Shadows in Tokyo, and there's another one, Crows Overkill.
Oh, yeah,
anyways, herbalism sort of
has a little of that.
Has that feel, that where the actions are simple.
Yeah.
But
it's the same thing. You're revealing something to your opponents. in order to get information for yourself.
Yeah.
Even though you, like, it feels wrong to reveal something to your opponents, but it's part of the game. Which I just think it's really interesting to try to figure out. Well, do I give him how do I give him the 2 worst cards, or give him? It's almost like, especially the give 2 take 2. You have to give them. To me, you sort of have to divide it to something they really want, something they really don't want, to force them to take it. And it's just a super hard decision to figure out.
Yeah, it's a hard decision. Also, like a good decision.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can, if you're giving, like if you're letting them choose between 2 different sets, I guess, you can kind of manipulate. Either you give them something that they'll need, or and try to get something that you could win. Yeah. Or I don't know, like it was the choice even for yourself. Like figuring out like what are you gonna get? Like what's the best you could get if that's the choice that you give them?
Right, because it's interesting trying to. Do you go for the higher numbers? But there's more of those cards. There's a bigger chance of not getting them all. Or do you go for the lower numbers that are cheaper, like they aren't going to give you many points? And I had struggled with that through the whole thing. I kept wanting to go for the 5s, but I was like, man, until you know where they all are, you can really screw yourself doing that. So, and then you lose the other ones in the meantime. Right. Struggling to try to get the 1. Yeah. So.
Because I mean, with the 2s, there are 3 2s, 2 3s. Yeah. If you can win the favor of those lower ranked geishas, you've got it. It's easier to win the game once
theory.
But the choices are, or the actions are simple, but the choices it's really actually
especially getting to the second round when there's already favors on both sides, trying to figure out you can't just tie, you have to beat them like that. And I don't know, that second round was a lot harder for me to figure out what to do. Yeah. And even your own, you want to make sure you keep enough on that one that you don't lose it. Like, which is what I did. I kept losing them.
Right. I don't know if there's really anything I don't like about the game. This is like one of the
the artwork is beautiful. Like the cards themselves, like that part of it. If you're into that kind of stuff, if that matters to you in a game, this game is amazing for that, I think.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this publisher has really tapped into something that's just like quite unique in small box games. Like they deliver more than the box size, basically. Like sure. There's so much game in this.
If something with such simple rules, such sort of quick gameplay. Yeah. It's still really satisfying. Yeah. I mean, it's a filler game, but it's more than just, we'll just play this because we have nothing else to do. It's so much more than that.
Sure. I don't know how many 2-player filler games there are, but well, I mean, there's quite a bit. There's Battle Line, which is a medium, like longer medium filler game. There's several Renegade games ones, but.
You're right. A lot of fillers are 2 or 4 player, or 2 to 4. Yeah, they're not straight up 2.
Yeah. Now, you've also played Battle Line. How does this compare to Battle Line?
I mean, it's quite different, just in the mechanics and everything. I'm trying to think which one I like better.
Yeah, because I
like them both. Like
yeah, because in Battle Line you either win by breakthrough, which is getting 3 flags in a row, or 5 of the 9 flags. Right. This one,
that's true.
This is
some similarities.
Yeah, so you either win the favor of the 11 charm points, or 4 of the 7.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it that way.
But could that be the only similarity between this and Battle Line?
I mean, I guess there's the same small amount of luck. Both of them, it's sort of the card you pick up determines a lot in the game. Yeah. I mean, it's not solely luck based, but I mean, if you pick up 2 2s or you have all 3 3s, you can get that because that first game I won, that's what happened. Yeah. My hand was helpful. The second round, I was all over the map. Battle Line's the same way. If you suddenly get those cards, then you have a lot better chance, even though there's still a strategy. So there's definitely similarities in that as well, the drawing part of it. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there is. explain why I like them both.
Yeah. In Hanamikoji, you draw, then play your action. But in Battle Line,
yes,
you play a card and then draw.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
I like the drawing first. It just gives you an extra card.
Yeah.
And it gives you an extra thing. Because believe me, in Battle Line, a few times I'm like, God, you
No,
have to get a card up.
Yeah. And you know, like I do like that better actually.
Yeah.
You know, like draw then.
I mean,
then
obviously,
play.
I like it because it gives you an advantage, sort of. But
yeah,
like, it is. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you know what you're going to do anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't even really... The drawing is as important.
Mm-hmm.
But especially like in the battle line near the end when you're kind of struggling. If you could just draw one more, make that decision easier. Maybe.
Yeah.
Might make it harder too.
Yeah.
But having to wait to draw it.
Yeah.
But the drawing first, I think, that's a bit of an unusual mechanic too. Because most games you play and then you draw back up, your hand back up. You don't do it first. So I feel like it's a little bit different.
Okay, so I've played both games a bunch of times. And I think it's... I have to remind people to draw at the end of your turn more often than to remind them, draw first and then.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be the other way around. Because I feel like in just general card games, it's natural to draw at the end, draw back up. But
I don't know, because you do it a couple times and then. Well, then again, also it's a shorter game, Hanamikoji.
That's true.
But. I don't know. It's
that's true. Yeah. To where there's not as much going on.
Huh. So there's a 1 on the side of this box. I don't know if that's the first of their line.
A series, maybe.
Yeah, I have to check on their.
Well, when did this come out? Is it
maybe 2016?
Okay, so it is pretty new.
Yeah.
Because I know from watching the Kickstarter on the herbalism and stuff. And I could be wrong with this, but it sounded like they were basically taking games from Japan. That were never released. That was kind of what they decided to do, and then release them in the States and getting all these new. Yeah. And it does feel like that. They're sort of new mechanics a little bit. They're a little different. Like I don't know if that's a.
They're quite unique. Yeah, it's Yeah. It's simple. Like they're I don't know. They're not. What you have to do is, simple mechanically. But the depth of. Yeah, those choices is really where they're shining. Yeah, in the
which
game.
I think that's probably. I'm assuming when you do a game, that's a super hard balance to get it super easy to learn, but not a really boring game. And these seem to really fit that line. Battle Line even does. I mean, it's pretty simple what you have to do, but there is having so many lines. It's not just like I mentioned poker, but it's not just a straight game of poker. It's there's so many lines to sort of figure out what you're doing, and Hanamikoji is the same way. How do you make the decision on which action to do at what time and what the other player's doing, and what they give you can change what you're doing. Right? I mean, that changed my turn a couple times. Yeah. Based on what was given from the other player. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's Hanamikoji. Go ahead, go out, and gain the favor of this game. Hello, today Alex just played Hanamikoji for the first time. I played it several times, so what did you think about it?
It was fun. It was fun in general. Yeah. It was an interesting game, a different approach for playing cards from a card game. Kind of confusing a little bit at the beginning, but then after like the first round and see how things works, how the thing works, it's getting different. But still, they have any chance to play against you.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It was still kind of close. You had won 3 favors. I had won 4. So I mean, it's still. The game, any game is of this is pretty close. It just seems to either there's only 2 ways to win, either by charm points or by the favors of the geishas. But no, like learning it is easy.
It was quick. Really fast, just less than 6 minutes. Yeah. Right, and I don't know. It was fun. It was like I like that what they do with the way they play the card, right? It's like you have these actions and you only use it once, and you need to also kind of like open like your game to the opponent to be able to play it. So it's like kind of like indirect way to play your cards. You want him to play those cards and reserve yours. You have a different strategy style from other card games.
Yeah. One of the things that I really like about this game is how every card is really impactful. It could change the favor of a particular geisha, or every card is important, and also every action is very important. There's 4 actions, and it's just so like impactful is the only thing I can think of.
It's like there is just the exact amount of cards for each geisha. It's just kind of funny. I don't know. It's funny, like I don't know, like there were geishas that didn't get their favorites. It's like a bit funny and weird, elaborate. I think like the game is like the design of the game and the mechanics are good and interesting and are challenging. Yeah. Right. That's one of the things that I like for this kind of games. They're challenging because you need to think ahead about what your opponent is doing, and also try not to make mistakes and open your game to the other player. Right.
Right. Yeah. And another thing I want to point out is like as you take each one of your actions, you know that if you do the number 2 action where you destroy 2 cards, so doing the competition action, which is number 4, you have 2 piles of cards, your opponent takes 2 and you keep 2. That's 4 of your cards in that one turn. Yep. So that limits your further actions if that's the number 4 action is the first one you take. So you kind of have to be mindful of that, but also sometimes it's just important to take that as a first action, or I don't know, like this game is just so simple and just so elegant is the only thing.
That made the word elegant. The way it is like you cannot waste your moves. You cannot just I will recover, and like no, like you lost 1 card, probably you're lost in the game, right? Losing the game. Just like if you're losing the game.
Another game that we played has 1 or 2 similar elements is Battle Line. Like how would you compare Battle Line to this?
It is the way I see it is Battle Line, because you play the card that you have in your hand. That will be the style, like the aggressive way of playing, like the direct, the straight, right? Which is actually really related to the name of the game and the idea of like how they design the game, right? It's like based on war troops, right? Troops from an army, and you play them in order to win their flags. This is different. This is like
it's like a softer touch, it's a very gentle.
It's like I give you the chance to see my cards, and you're choosing which I'm going to play and which I'm not going to play. So it is like this kind of subtle way to mind trick, right? The opponent or things. This is completely. It is still a game in which you're playing cards and trying to win against the enemy, but it is different approaches, right? Different way to direct the action of the cards.
Yeah, and even if you've lost, like if it's not the end of the game, you may have lost the favor of a geisha, but you can still regain it. The next round of it. I do like that. It's not like
it's gone.
It's not like Battle Line where that flag is gone. Forget it. You have to
move on
and think of something else. This one's like, okay, so you can still win her back, and but I like that also.
They're different.
Yeah. So do you think that you remember the game pretty well, that you could teach it like to somebody that's only played it once?
Yeah, no, it is like, even if it's a different way of playing a card game, right? Because I never played a game before like this, right? It's like all the card games are more like you have your hand and you play by turns and you can do certain things. This is a completely different thing, right?
Yeah.
But still, it is not as complex as other board games or other kind of games. You can still like just talk with someone and this is what you have, this is what you need to get, and this is how you can play your cards. And maybe after 1 or 2 rounds of like test or something, just immediately just jump to play.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's like you only like explain me everything in 5 minutes,
Right,
6 minutes, and we were just playing. Right?
Mhm.
So I think I can explain this game. Even after playing just one.
Right. So, any final thoughts?
I like it. I like it, and it is small, so probably I will try to get it for my own board selection.
And
board game selection.
Yeah, and I've played this a bunch of times also, and I still enjoy it. It's one of those, you know, I'm gonna keep this and Battle Line because they're both kind of similar, but Battle Line kind of drags on 10-15 minutes longer than you know, getting the same feeling from this game. So I'll keep both of them, but this one is just superb, you know, for such a small box, such a big game that, you know, takes only so little time. So yeah, that's a green light for me as well.